Let me just go ahead and press the recording for this. So one thing that I did want to just make sure that we start things off in order, and making sure that we're off to a good start, and that we keep God first in everything that we're doing going forward. So I'm going to draft Miss Wanda. I'm going to draft you just for a quick opening prayer, please. Did you hear me, Wanda? Wanda? Can anybody hear me?
Hold on, I can hear you. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, y'all kept me out of the parking lot. Hold on a minute.
Okay, you're not situated. Okay, so maybe Jackie, is it okay that you
Hold on, let me get it.
You good?
Hold on, let me get Hold on, I ain't got to the truck. I mean, hold on. Hold on, put you on mute.
You there, Wanda?
Merciful Father, we thank you for this meeting. Thank you for this business. Thank you for the friendship and fellowship. We ask you to bless the meeting of the mind here, for the ideas, cover the learning, cover our hearts, cover our minds. Bless everything that comes out of
Okay, is everybody still there?
yes.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second.
I'm still here.
Okay. Well, thank you for the opening prayer, Wanda, with the mad dash to the truck. Oh goodness. All right, so I kind of figured that this first round would be a little bit rocky with making sure that everybody had access to Zoom. We're doing things a little differently. Be very important to make sure that your connections work prior to the session, and everybody has can log in without me being on the line first, just to test it out, and that'll save a little time as we get further into our training, make sure that everybody's on point prior to us getting started. So what I had planned to do this evening was to initially go through the 30-day game plan and the weekly activity. But I think I'm just going to take a step back and focus more on our, let me just share my screen here just to capture what we're talking about. Press share screen. And I'm going to share our vision, mission, and culture. So the reason I came up with this is because, every organization needs to have, a firm foundation. I honestly believe because our team does not have a firm foundation in a vision, a mission, and a culture for what we're working on within our team, that it makes it a little bit difficult when times get tough and we're trying to figure things out. Sometimes you have to go back to square one. And as I've had this conversation with a few of you, where it's so important, in my life, if I ever get off track or things get a little tough, I always go to the Bible. So that's my compass for life. Same thing if you have an organization. That's exactly why Total Life Changes has their vision, mission, culture, but also our leaders also have the same thing in place, that's representative of them. So it doesn't mean that we can't have one for our teams. We absolutely need to have one for our team, because even though our leader, Stormy Wellington, she has hers, as long as it's in alignment with exactly what's being shared, then there's no reason in the world that you should not have one for your specific team that means more to your particular group. So that's the whole purpose in coming up with our own vision, mission, and culture. So I'm just going. I put it in our group, not the chat, on the page earlier today. So I'm just going to quickly run through it. The vision, to leave a legacy and prosperity, but in also what values are embedded to be an inspiration and shine so brightly that it is inevitable to be followed, to be so encouraging that motivation happens without effort. So basically what that means is it's building relationships. Everybody that you come in contact with, you are building good, solid relationships with them. It's not about a sale. It's not about, forcing somebody to become your business partner, but to build good, solid relationships, and then they fall in love with you first. And what your particular vision is, because it's just flaring off of you what you represent. So let your light so shine so brightly that people want to follow you. So they'll see your posts, they'll see you out and about doing your thing, and you're like, wow, you know what? That's somebody that I would love to have in my immediate circle. And then next thing you know, you start to have conversations about, what it is that you do, and then that becomes where they are a customer, or they may just want to join you outright in the business. So it's just very important to always be very focused on what the vision is, and that is that we are going to get out and build solid relationships and allow our light to shine so much that everybody wants to be a part of what we're doing. On to our mission statement. Know that we create the culture. So, I'm sure most of you have probably heard before, what the top-down theory. So if you got rotten apples at the top, it's going to be rotten apples at the bottom, because rotten apples reek rotten apples. So we don't want to do that. We are going to build that culture and bring in good people. So, if it's somebody that carries drama, and they are just, oh my goodness. You need to pray about who you bring into your business. Okay, if they don't match the culture that we have in place, and you've known this person, or you had an opportunity to get to know them briefly, just kind of study that situation first. Is this somebody that I can deal with on a daily basis to be a part of my business? Really, really think hard, because there have been some people that I did not sign up. I just didn't do it. I'm sorry. I just did not want, I hate to say this, but some people just bring drama. That's just what they do. And we just need to stay in prayer for them. But, having you a part of my business, where I'm building my legacy, I would have to just really pray about that and make sure that that's something that I want to do. Put others before ourselves in love and expectancy of greatness. That comes without saying in this business. There's no way that you're going to get all the way to ambassador or anything without treating people well within your organization. One of the things that was said last night with Greg and Lanika Scott was that you have to treat people good, because as easy as you're floating up the ladder, sometimes you may have to come back down. And oh my goodness, if you've made enemies along the way, it's just not going to be good for your organization. Everyone will be treated the same under the belief and true commitment to one team, one dream. I'm just a firm believer that we're all in this together, and we're all here to uplift one another and be committed, truly committed to the one team, one dream. Not that it's just some slogan that we say and that we aren't actually following suit. I mean, we have to really believe that and stay committed to it. The next item, we will be focused on aiding every team member to becoming binary qualified and equipped for right now funding and business growth. Okay, this one right here is critical, because bottom line is, if you don't get binary qualified, then you're not beginning to earn that bottom line income of the 10% off of the two folks that you have brought into the business. And again, your first two people don't have to be your gigantic business builders. It's just to unlock that first level for you. If you were binary qualified and you fell off and you let your auto ship stop, then okay, it's time to regroup. It's really time to make sure that you get yourself in a position to make a sacrifice for building yourself to that 120 volume point. And I want everybody to strive to get there. That's 3 products. I don't know about y'all, but I take 3 products myself, so my auto ship has to be at least 3. And then I kind of pick and choose, if I want to change things up on a monthly basis. But, what sacrifice can you make, to set your auto ship to 120 and make sure that you are binary qualified and doing what is required, because you got to have at least one person on the left, one person on the right that has active auto ship in order for you to keep your carryover volume. So we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about that, because that was critical. I was not taught that when I first came into the business, and I had several people on my left side that shut their auto ship off in that 1 week, and it flushed a lot of carryover volume for me, and I was crushed, really crushed. But I was like, all right, well, now I understand about carryover. Well, I didn't get that training when I first started, so I want to make sure that everybody is very clear. When you have carryover volume, that means that one leg is going to build itself. It will have that volume there rolling over every week that you don't rank. So it's absolutely important, if you're trying to rank up, that you keep your carryover volume. So we're going to spend some time talking about what you need to do to cover yourself to ensure that you don't lose your carryover on a weekly basis. Next item, we will not be focused on I, but remain focused on the well-being of the overall team where we all live in abundance. There is no I in team. And that's all I'm going to say about that. There is no I in team. What is of the past and of old does not define who we are striving to become. Bring forth what is new and be restored. That means so much within this group because, and even outside of Total Life Changes, we all have been through some things, going through some things, and it's about a rebirth, about restoring ourselves. And if at any point you ever become a part of any organization that's not helping you to grow and be better, then you don't need to be a part of it, point blank. The caring of others, identifying and respecting where people are in life, and helping the team towards personal growth to display a sustainable measure of our organization. Meaning, and Wanda and I talk about this all the time, you got your tortoises and you got your hares. And you have to respect a tortoise and you have to respect a hare. Everybody's at a different place. My why is going to be different from your why. So, and that's been one of the biggest issues amongst the overarching team. You have to identify, where people are, which means building relationships. You have to have compassion for one another. And I see, something here I need to change, but it should say, and I'll update this, Go for Gold team, family, will change lives by helping families get healthier and wealthier. So, that's what we do on a daily basis. We have to focus on, helping families get healthy and not so much about pushing product, but, educating. And that's been one of the biggest pluses for me in how I do so well from a retail perspective. I educate, but it took time and I had to learn the products and be an extremely good listener to people. You have to hear what they're saying and process it. And then in your mind, as they're telling you what's going on with them, you're able to say, okay, yep, I just heard chaga. Yep, I definitely heard the tea. They need that multivitamin. So you have to make sure that you're engaged in truly helping families to do better. All right, on to our culture. Just in identifying, the 5-step game plan. We talked about the auto ship. We've talked about being binary qualified, retailing, sampling, which is also something that'll be a part of the 30-day game plan. It kind of maps all of that out as well. You have to attend meetings and events. I know sometimes some things seem repetitive, but you have to recognize that as you hear it each time, it becomes a part of you, and you're able to take that and grow from it each time. It may just be one little thing. It might be a quote or something that just ties my day together that I hear. And, I'm able to take that and use that within my business. So don't discount it just like, oh, gosh, we have these 10 o'clock calls every day, or, my God, every Monday we're having training. But it's something. It's always something that you get each and every time. And I know this for a fact because I've had those same thoughts like, oh, I just can't do this this week too. But then I find myself dialing in and then, getting a blessing because it was that one thing that was said that wasn't said last week that I was able to use to grow my business. And then that 5th step, teach 1 through 4. So the bottom line is to make sure that each one of you are educated enough to where you can take this and roll with it on your own and teach your teams and then your team's teams. And then it becomes a repeatable process. So we're going to spend this time making sure that everybody gets there. I think that's part of what was missing before in making sure that everybody is there. You can bring people together as a group and we can all go through it together, but there's going to be some fear factors there where people won't ask questions. There is no stupid question. Did y'all hear that? There's no such thing as a stupid question. I know some people might think so, but I don't. I'm one of those people that, even if it may that thought might cross my mind, to that person, it's not a stupid question because they didn't know. You don't know, you don't know. So we got to help. Innovative and risk taking. Be creative. Beverly doesn't know everything. I set this up. Yes, everybody falls on my team. However, I don't know everything. And it's been a whole lot of trial and error, and we have to do this together. If you come up with a way that works better because you heard something on a call that maybe the rest of us weren't a part of, or you saw someone's live video that's in network marketing that you think would actually be better in this group, bring it back. And honestly, I have come across a gentleman, Cedric Penn, Cedric, Cedric. I've put him in our group chat a couple of times. Very bright gentleman, very bright. He's a little rugged, but truthful. And I've been able to gather several good tips from him that I'm going to bring back to this group because I think it'll be helpful. Also, attention to detail. Listen more than speaking, and getting really good at asking open-ended questions. How are you doing today? Oh Lord, my feet show killing me. They swollen. See how swollen my ankles are? You just be amazed. People will just kind of open up if they feel that you're being sincere. They will just open up and be extremely honest with you. And the first thing you think when somebody's talking about swollen ankles and achy feet is the ISO oil. And you tell them about it and keep the little samples with you because I tell you, those things, wow. Even at the party I did on Saturday, there was a lady that came in with a headache. She was asking, I said, don't take that. I want you to go and take this squirt and put it on your forehead, and let's just kind of see where you are toward the end of the meeting. And she was laughing and joking and everything. And at the end, I said, so, how's your headache? And she's like, oh my God, that headache is gone. What? My head been killing me all day. I'm sitting here laughing and joking and stuff. My head's not hurting. Yes, that's the ISO oil. So little things like that, making sure that you pay attention to detail, that you're listening to people and, asking open-ended questions. Outcome orientation means, results and what your desired outcome is. Make sure that in your mind. Hello?
You see my glass?
Oh, somebody's speaking. Can you everybody put their phone on mute unless you have a question? Thank you. So we also want to make sure that we have a end result in mind. People and team orientation, develop good relationships. I keep saying that. Connect. They want to connect with you, and that's the first thing. If you come off that you're trying to be pushy and salesy, people will flee from you. They want to answer your call, and they see you, and they'll turn around and go back the other way. So you don't want that type of relationship with people. I don't push anything off on folks. I give them the skinny, let them know you absolutely need to be on a good multivitamin. And right now you just breathed in more toxins, so you absolutely need to be on a good detox. And you just share your own testimony of it all and move on. If they're not interested, don't sweat that person. That's your no, which means you're getting closer to your next yes. So don't worry about it. Celebrate small and large victories. I love how Darcel, jumped right in the chat today. She called me. She's excited. She got out of her comfort zone and, approached someone. And, that person was receptive to hearing what she had to say. So even the small victories, you know, to get us over our hurdles and to move us out of ourselves, out of the way of ourselves, we need that. So I will celebrate with everybody. I don't care how small or how large, because we need that in order to overcome, you know, whatever our shortcomings are within ourselves. So we'll continue to do that, set good goals, and then of course if you have a bad day, you got 50 no's, that's okay. That just means a great big yes is just around the corner. So don't worry about it. Aggressiveness, you know, again, I spoke about the tortoise way or the hare way. You know, you're going to be one or the other. And then maybe one week, I guess you could be a combination of both in some instances. So it just depends on what's going on, but just be respectful of that. And then stability and consistency. We have to be consistent. Don't get discouraged and then you fall off, you know, for a week. Woe is me. No, we have to keep going, keep pressing forward, and ensure that, you know, we have a plan. And that's why the 30-day game plan is so important. And then tracking your weekly activity using the weekly activity overview, because once you do your weekly activity and that sheet is actually used for your actuals. What did you really do? I know what you put on your 30-day game plan. That's all gravy. But what are you actually doing? So we're going to spend time. It's not going to be that you fill this form out and then we don't look at it again. Oh, no, 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 no. I want to see them. Miss Wanda's going to want to see them, and we're going to just work with everybody, because if you said that you're going to talk to, you know, 5 people today, expose 5 people, you need to expose 5 people. If you only did 1 person and at the end of the 30 days, you know, you're sad, oh, this business don't work, well, let's see. Let's see why it didn't work. And we go back to what your actual activity was, and then you can't be upset with anybody but yourself. But then that doesn't mean to stay there. You just have to say, okay, I'm going to make this work in the next 30 days. So not everybody's going to get to a certain place at the exact same time. We all just have to be respectful of where we are and move forward. So I've done a lot of talking. Any questions so far?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. All right. So
I don't either. You've been really thorough.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
That's the right thing.
Yes. This is absolutely what we need. One thing that I absolutely love, 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 and that is Jason L. Scott's website, the newglobaldynasty.com, which I sent out an email to everybody. You need to become extremely familiar with that website. It's just a host of information that, you know, I'm very happy that he has allowed us to kind of piggyback off of his organization, but everything that you can possibly need is on that website, down to video trainings, just so much. The 4-step training, which I know Wanda went through with the Virginia team on yesterday, but it's very important to have the what is it called, the dare to dream. Very important, because everything listed there is absolutely what we have to have in order to be successful in this business. So one key thing is your calendar. Wanda has explained to me that she got everybody calendars. Hooray. My calendar, oh my gosh, because I got so many customers, is absolutely critical. I did the whole, I'm just going to keep it in my phone, or yeah, I can remember I talked to this person. No, 50 million things will come around. You know, if they got a month supply of whatever product, you need to be calling them in 3 weeks, because you don't want them to run out and then have to chase you down or get frustrated or run into another rep who's selling product and then they end up getting it from them. That has happened. So you want to make sure that you time everything, and the only way you can do that is by using a calendar. So when I have a customer and I meet them and get them their product, I write their name down on that calendar day and what they got in parentheses right beside there. And then 3 weeks out, I write their name down again on that day, and that's the day that I'm going to call them and make sure that I do a follow-up. If it's a brand new customer, they get a phone call from me 1 week after I give them product, just so that I can check in with them. And that's another way of building really good relationships. You have to follow up. Hey, how's that tea working out for you? Honey, I tell you what, woo-wee. And then they go into their story, and then you celebrate with them that they're getting healthy, and, just express, I'm here. If you have any questions, if anything else comes up that you have a concern about, then please do not hesitate to reach out to me. And I'll be contacting you in a couple more weeks to make sure that you don't run out of your product. And then they're like, oh, okay, thank you so much. So it's a cycle, and you have to keep up with it. And, anytime that you do an event, you have to make sure that you have your questionnaire. Many times people don't want to fill them out. But what I say is, well, I'm going to be giving away something at the end of this event, and I would very much like for you to be one of my winners. Let's just see. Well, could you fill this out for me? Yes, I will. So they fill it out, and you have a contact for forever. And, there are different tools. Like I have Call Multiplier. I use Call Multiplier just to send out a text to the masses. I put everybody in that I've met at an event, and I'll send them a text, happy holidays. If you're looking to lose 5 pounds in 5 days, something like that. And if I don't have time to call, all 40 people that I may have met at that event, I'll use that tool. And I've gotten several customers that are solid with me now just from doing that. So there's so many different things. I want to just make sure that everybody is equipped with the resources that they need, making sure that you have your Blitz cards, extremely important. You can make your own. They don't have to be fancy. They just have to have your contact information on there, and then just a little bit about, what it is that you're doing. Many times you can find a picture online of something, and, just copy that picture and then put it on what you're doing. So that goes back to being creative, innovative. What is it going to take for you to, pretty much fake it till you make it? Make your own business cards. Right now, I put in the group earlier that Vista Print has up to 50% off right now across their whole site. That's huge. You can get a ton of business cards. They're already very reasonable. And if you have problems, with trying to do your own design, just send the pictures over to Vistaprint, and they have a staff that will do it for you and send you a proof or draft of what they've done to say, hey, is this what you were thinking? You approve it, and then voila, you're done. So you didn't even have to do the work. So it's just so much opportunity for us to be able to expose our business. So and my goal is to make sure that everybody has the necessary information to keep going. So if you don't have a calendar and you don't have, like a notebook that you carry everywhere with you, where you can always be prepared to take notes or, to write down information that's critical for your business or that could be beneficial for your business. I don't leave home without my bag. My bag has, my little tablet in it, or if I need something bigger, that's in there. I have order forms with me. I have product with me. I don't leave home without it. And then I have a little smaller bag that I put in my purse so that, when I have on a shirt that has TLC on it, or ask me how, 5 pounds in 5 days, and somebody runs up on me in Sam's or in Walmart or at the gas station, boom, I have product on me right there. That's an instant sale. So having product on hand and being ready and prepared to meet your next customer at all times. I've met new customers in some crazy places, and I'm here to tell you, it happens. It absolutely happens. So I'm excited about everything. I'm going to be quiet right now. If you need just some ideas on, where to go, or, people to contact or anything like that, there is also a memory jogger on that newglobaldynasty.com website. And again, that was in the email that was sent out earlier. So a host of information, and I'm trying to squeeze it all in as much as I can tonight, because I really want to make sure that our next meeting, we walk through the 30-day game plan and weekly activity. That thing is so powerful. I didn't believe it in the beginning, but after I went through the exercise and saw that I was able to rank after completing it, that blew my mind. It blew my mind. It's like, wow, I laid out a plan. And 30 days after that, it became a reality. So I know it may be a pain in the behind right now to find the time to fill this form out, and then to remember to track yourself on a daily basis. But I can assure you it works. So like I said, I'm going to hush. We got a few minutes left in the session. Any questions that anybody has for me at this point in time, or anything that you think we need to do differently about this session tonight?
I don't have any complaints. I just hate to sit here and not say anything. This is Jackie. I think you've been so thorough, and I mean, it just amazes me how you help me jumpstart my creativity. So I don't have any complaints. I'm just soaking like a sponge all the valuable information I can get, so I can get going even more.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
This is Lisa. I agree. I'm just ready to get it started. I just, felt a little bit on the outside for a while, but this is something I think I'm going to enjoy. Just, what you have, Beverly. This is a great idea. This is wonderful, and I'm just looking forward to doing it.
Okay.
Exactly.
I agree.
All right, so I need everybody to do the painful first step of making sure Zoom works, so that I can share. So right now, if you were in Zoom, you would see my computer screen. I have every document pulled up, and you can actually see I'm actually on Jason L. Scott's website now, so you would be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. Instead of me just like talking to the phone, you'd actually be able to see it. And then, what's wonderful about Zoom is if you have a question and you're trying to explain it to me and I just don't get it, you can have your document, if you, scan it, or it's on your computer and you filled it out on your computer. You can share your screen too. So everybody can share their screen, and I can actually see it myself and be able to speak to whatever your challenge is. So that's the beautiful thing about this particular tool, and why I have totally fallen in love with it, because it's not just, voices on the phone where you can, be distracted by 50 million other things going on at the house, but you actually have something to look at, and you can follow along and actually see the points that I'm trying to make. So again, this session is for the entire team, and we want to make sure that it's everything that it needs to be. One last point that I'll make any product that goes out, make sure you have a label on it. Because let me tell you what happens. If you just sell somebody a pack of tea and you just met them out somewhere, and for whatever reason, so say, they lose your information, or you, or for whatever horrible reason, lose their information. I pray to God that doesn't happen. But just say it does. Your information is on that pack. And I'm always thinking, I'm like, well, shoot, when they finish with certain things, it might get tossed, but what if it falls out of the trash can at somebody's house, and the garbage man sees it and he picks it up, and, and he's like, shoot, I need to lose some weight. So my mind is always thinking, I'm like, no, that can't go. And my mom has come over here to get product.
It could happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
It can happen.
You never ever know. So label, put your name and your contact information on every single product. So, and it's a wonderful.
Write that down.
Yes.
I need some of that tea.
Label everything. Label everything. Nothing leaves here without label. Even my children know that too. It's like, what you doing? What that doesn't have a label on it. That does not leave here with it. Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So, blitz cards and everything. I don't play. They know I do not play. So my son is very well trained. He gets it now. He could actually start TLC today if he was old enough. He knows the process backwards and forwards. He's watched it a million times. So, and tell everybody. I don't care. I sent blitz cards to school with Jaden because he's like, my English teacher, she needs your help. I said, well, you know what? When I go to the school to drop off lunch and I see somebody, I was like, "Ooh, hey, how you doing?" I struggled with conversation. I had samples in my pocketbook of the ISO tea. I now have a new customer that's in the office at a high school. Oh my God! So I'm excited about that. So always be prepared. Always have your stuff ready. They laughed at me in the beginning when we first started our group, because I had a Ziploc bag. I kept a Ziploc bag with me, the big one, in my pocketbook that had at least 4 or 5 bags of tea, samples of the NRG, samples of the emu oil, and it took some time to build to get to that. Now I have a system where I have, I go through inventory and I figure out, if I have something that maybe didn't move as fast, okay, well, let's pull back on that and do more on something else. But it takes time. It takes time. So, all right, everybody. Well, I don't have anything else for tonight. But just if you need to run a test with Zoom, let me know. I'll work with you. I just want to make sure that we're all able to log in before we meet again. I honestly want to be able to do this session more than once a week, because it's just so much that we need to cover and get everybody acclimated and off and running, so that you're able to start building your team and speak to things and you won't need me. That's what I want to get to, where you have gotten so good that Beverly, I'm not needed. That's what I want us to get to. So let's be thinking about what's another day of the week that we could maybe get together. I do want to make sure that if you are not binary qualified, let's set up a goal, a game plan in place to where before we meet again, you're binary qualified. Everybody on this team needs to be binary qualified. And I don't care if you start out with brother, sister, cousin, mama. It's okay. don't matter. Let's just get it there. And one of the things I mentioned earlier about making sure that you don't lose your carryover, it's good to have brother, sister, cousin, mama on each side, to where if they can't keep their auto ship on, you keep it on for them. Just have one product for them. That way you are assured to never ever lose your carryover volume, because you got mama on the left, you got brother on the right, and they getting, mama may just be getting, 4 packs of tea, or brother just may be getting, Nutriburst, but you covered. No matter what your team does, you are always covered to keep building your carryover. So when you get ready to run for your next rank, you only have to work one leg. And that's something, you have enough carryover volume on one leg that you are good, and you only have to work really to get whatever volume for the rank that you're working on one leg instead of two. That makes it a heck of a lot easier when you don't have one leg to work to rank up. So that's all I'm going to pour into everybody this evening. I hope it has been helpful. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly, or Miss Wanda, Miss Jackie, any of us that can assist in any way. We're here, and this is all about building each person's business, not solo. There are no solo acts here. So if there are no other questions, then we are done for this evening, ladies.
All right.
Okay.
All right, you did fantastic. Thank you so much, Beverly.
You're very welcome.
You're awesome.
Yes, and it was so informing.
Well, there's so much more. We got a lot of work to do, so I'm excited about being able to share, and we got some parties to be had and everything, because this team is gonna blow up. This is what's needed.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, we are.
All right, everybody. Well, have a great evening.
You too.
All right, you can come in.
Right. Have a great evening, everybody.
All right, bye-bye.
Good night.
Okay, good night. Bye-bye.